Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be discussing and talking about how hackers can steal your passwords. So before we go into that, we need to understand how websites and applications store your passwords, right? So when you want to log in or sign up to an app or website, right, you have to enter your email and password. Now your password will be hashed, right? So it will basically turn into a scrambled version using something we call algorithms, hashing algorithms such as SHA or MD. There's also other algorithms, hashing algorithms such as Argon. Argon, I would say, is a more powerful hashing algorithm than SHA or MD because it provides something called salting. But maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Now, after your password gets hashed, um, it will be stored in a database. And now, if a hacker compromises a database, right? If a hacker compromises a database, they will only be able to get the hashed password, right? And now, yes, your password is hashed and the attacker can't see your actual password. However, this hashed password can be cracked. And now there's a lot of techniques to crack a hashed password. But in this video, we're only going to be discussing three common techniques. And the first one we're going to discuss is called brute forcing. Now, brute forcing is when a hacker or attacker or adversary tries every possible combination, but they don't do it manually. How they do it is they usually use automated tools, automated tools to help them with their process of brute forcing. So let's say your password is 6 characters long, 6 characters long. Using the automated tools, the hackers can actually crack your password in about probably hours, right? Which is really crazy. And now, if it's 12 characters long, it can take months, maybe even years or decades, right? Because there's a lot of combinations to that. And now, the second technique that a hacker can use or do is called a dictionary attack. Now, a dictionary attack is, pretty self-explanatory. The hacker goes on to the web and tries to get something we call word lists. I'll show you an example soon. And these word lists contain common passwords that were obtained from previous security breaches. And now, if we go here, right, this website shows you an example of common passwords. You can see common names, combination of in sequence numbers, a lot of like very simple and easy to guess passwords. These passwords can actually be like cracked in like probably minutes, maybe hours, but yeah, depending on the automated tool used. And this is a rotu.txt file, and it's free, available to the public. You can see how many like downloads they have and the basically rank of the word list, right? And now if you go back and talk about our last technique, which is stuffing. So credential stuffing. So credential stuffing is basically way different than the previous two hacking techniques. So credential stuffing is actually when a hacker obtains a combination of both your email and password, maybe using, let's say, the hacker used the brute force attack, and then he obtained your email and password, right? So what he does now, what he can do is use that same password and email on other websites. So let's say the hacker found the email and password on a, let's say, e-commerce website, e-commerce. He can use the same email and password on, let's say, a social media app, let's say maybe Instagram. And this actually works most of the time because people usually use the same email and same password for almost all their daily activities and daily logins on different applications and websites. So it really makes it easier for the hacker to, you know, get into the uh, user's email and password and get their credentials, right? Now, how can you protect yourself, right, from these attacks? It's actually very simple. So basically, what you can do is first make your combination of a password 12 characters long, right? But not only 12 characters long, there must be a lowercase, uppercase, special character. By special character, I mean such as a dollar sign, a percentage sign, an at sign, these are like special characters, and numbers, of course. So a combination of these, so at least one special character, at least one uppercase, and one lowercase, one number, right? This makes it really hard for the attacker to actually crack your password. And another tip is to not have numbers or letters in sequence. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a password that's like 7 A B D at, and then you have like 6655, right? Yeah, this password may be good, but then you have like sequences which is, not really recommended. Although you used like a lowercase, uppercase, number, special character, um, you have to avoid, let's say, sequences, which can better help in protecting your passwords from attackers. And now, second, you can also use what we call 2FA, which is two-factor authentication. And this is usually in almost all applications or websites nowadays, where even if the attacker gains your password, that's the first basically authentication. Now, second authentication will probably be, let's say, your mobile number, or maybe you have an authenticator app that you have to have, let's say, one time password and OTP to enter. This actually helps in safeguarding your password and your data. And also another tip is to try and make your password for every email or every account different. So try making, let's say, if you have an email for e-commerce, let's say, and you have the same email for social media, you will probably end up with the same password, right? But if you have a different password for each, it will be harder for the attacker to, gain access to your data. So it will be harder for the attacker to perform credential stuffing. So I'll end this video here. And if you find this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what more content you would like to see. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.